Looks like we're recording, and yeah, we have another ellipse problem. We got to find the center, the vertices, the foci, when we got to sketch the graph. So I'm going to write this in sort of a standard form. X minus blank squared over blank squared plus y minus blank squared over blank squared equals 1. Okay, the first blank, I'm going to have a 2. And notice since I have a plus 1 after the y, I have to do a minus and negative 1. So you can see my h is 2, my k is negative 1. Now on bottom, I want to figure out, okay, what squared gives me 9? Well, that would be 3. So my a is 3. That's the one associated with the x. And then we have to figure out what square gives me 16. 4. So my b is 4. B is associated with the y. So my center will be the HK, which is 2, negative 1. And I think we're going to start graphing now. This is going to be a sort of more vertically oriented ellipse. It's going to have a vertical major axis because the B is bigger than the A. B is bigger than A. Vertical major axis. So I'm going to plot my point. Maybe I'll scale down some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So plotting my center, 2, negative 1 would be about here. I'm going to have a minor axis that's horizontal and a major axis. It's vertical. And to find my vertices, I go to the center and I go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to find my minor vertices, I go use my A value of 3. I go right 3 from the center. 1, 2, 3, and left 3 from the center. 1, 2, 3. Now this is not drawn too well. This major axis here. Let me try it again. There we go. I'm going to connect those points to get my ellipse. So here on the right we have 1, 2, 3, comma negative 1, and here on the left we have, trying to see what that is. I'm not being super accurate. This. Negative 1, comma, negative 1, looks like. Yep. And on the north, I have, what is that point? 2, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like. No, that's 3, 2, comma, 3. Can't read. I'm using graph paper on here and it's not even working well because I've gridded them off a little differently than the graph paper. Okay, and then on the south here I have a vertex of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 2, negative 5. So here are my vertices. I have the major at 2, 3, and 2, negative 5. They are the major because they're on the major axis. Things are stretched out along the vertical axis. And the minor are negative 1, 1, negative 1, negative 1, and 3, negative 1. What else do we want? Okay, we want foci. Foci, foci, foci. So to find the foci, I want c squared equals, in this case, b squared minus a squared. Right, we're taking the larger square, 16, minus the smaller square, 9. So c squared is going to be 16 minus 9. C squared is 7. Let's find c by taking the square root of 7. Square root of 7 is about 2.65. If I go back to the center right here and I go to the right 2.65, I end up about there. It's going to be one of my foci. If I go back to the center and go left 2.65, 2.65, that's about there. That would be my second focus. So my foci are, for F1, I'm taking, let's see, 4.65, comma, -1. And for F2, 2.65. So -0.65, comma, negative. Okay. Those are my two foci. For part D, I have my graph. There it is. So there's your full graph. Let's do number 4. Let's say we have the following: x squared plus 4y squared plus 16y equals 0. Well, this is not in standard form. So what we want to do, we want to first of all make sure all the square terms don't have any numbers in front of them. So our x squared is good, right? This x squared is good. It doesn't have any numbers in front of it. But the y squared has a 4 in front. So we're going to eliminate that. We're going to divide everything by 4. So let's divide by 4 everything. To eliminate that 4 in front of the y squared. So that's going to give us, let's see, x squared over 4. So here the 4's cancel. We get y squared plus, let's see, 16 over 4. That's going to be 4y equals, and 0 divided by 4. That's 0. So now we notice that we have this y squared plus 4y. We have a y squared, and we have just a y term. So anytime you get that, you want to complete the square when you're doing these ellipses. So we're going to keep the x squared over 4, but I want to complete the square. Complete the square for the y squared plus 4y. So to do that, I'm going to take 1/2 of 4. What is 1/2 of 4? 1/2 of 4 is 2. And then I'm going to square that. What is that? 4. And I'm going to add that to both sides. Add 4 to each side. It's called completing the square. So I keep my x squared over 4. And then I have what? Plus y squared plus 4y. And I took half of 4, which is 2. I squared that. I got 4. And then I'm going to add 4 to both sides of the equation. So I add 4 to both sides of the equation. Now, this y squared plus 4y plus 4, that is factorable into y plus 2 times y plus 2. So I'm keeping the x squared over 4. I'm going to rewrite this y squared plus 4y plus 4 as y plus 2 times y plus 2, or y plus 2 quantity squared. And keep in mind this is all equal to 4. Now, on my right-hand side, notice I have this 4. We want a 1 on that side. Anytime you're dealing with an ellipse, you want a 1 on that side. That means we're going to have to divide everything now by 4. So I divide by 4, I divide by 4, I divide by 4. So we get x squared over 4. And keep in mind that dividing by 4 is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal, which is 1/4. So we have x squared over 4 times 1/4 plus y plus 2 squared over 4 equals 1, right? 4 over 4 is 1. So we can rewrite this as x squared over 4 times 4, that's 16, plus y plus 2 squared over 4 equals 1. So I have it now as an ellipse, kind of a more standardized form. Let's get in the really standardized form where we have x minus something squared over something squared plus y minus something squared over something squared. Oops. Equals 1. In the first place, I'm going to put after the x minus a 0, and after the y minus, I'm going to put a negative 2. So here you can see my h is 0, my k is negative 2. And to get 16 here, I'm going to have to square something. I'm going to have to square 4. And to get 4 here, underneath the y stuff, I'm going to have to square 2. So my a is 4, my b is 2. A is bigger than b, so we're going to have a horizontal major axis. So here my center is 0, comma, negative 2, my HK. We're going to consider doing a graph here. Making sure we have enough space. So I'll put down the center of 0, negative 2 right here. That's nice. Then I want to find my vertices. Okay, we're going to have a horizontal axis here at negative 2. Keep that in mind. All right, so my vertices. I'm going to use my a value of 4 to determine some horizontal vertices. So I'm going to go to the center, which is 0, negative 2. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and then go back to the center at 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. Those are my horizontal vertices. So where are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2, and negative 4, negative 2. So these are going to be my major vertices, since that's on my major axis. Now, let's find our northern and southern vertices. Going back to the center, 0, negative 2, we're going to go up to, where did I get that? I use my b value. And then back to the center, down 2. So we'd have a vertex at 0, 0, and one at 0, comma, negative 4. So we have 0, 0, and 0, negative 4 are our minor vertices. Let me include the other ones. 4, negative 2, negative 4, negative 2. You don't have to write them on here, on the graph, but as long as you write them elsewhere, that's fine. But I'm going to do that anyway. Let's connect those vertices to get a nice ellipse. Now, as far as foci go, you have to find C. So C squared, remember, is b squared minus a squared when, sorry, a squared minus b squared when a is bigger than b. A squared minus b squared. So basically, you're taking your larger square, which here is 16, minus your smaller square, which is 4. So 16 minus 4. C squared is 16 minus 4. C squared is the 12, right? 16 minus 4 is 12. So the square root of 12 is what we're going to find to get C. What is the square root of 12? Square root of 12 is about 3.46. So I can use 3.46 to find my foci from the center. So I'm going to go to the center. I'm going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3.46. Going to be 3.46, comma, negative 2. That's going to be my F1. So F1 is about 3.46, comma, negative 2. And to find F2, we're going to go back to the center and go left. 1, 2, 3.46. So that'll be about negative 3.46, comma, negative 2. There's everything we need. Center, 0, negative 2, vertices, the 4 blue